Yo, yo. What's up, everybody? How's everyone doing today? Everyone having a good day? Everyone have a good weekend? It's almost Christmas. Let's go. I might have to get a little Santa Claus hat to wear for the Christmas stream. But yeah, man, I hope everyone's enjoying their holiday season. It's cold as shit here in Canada right now. In the west coast of Canada, we're actually experiencing a cold front that is blown over here from Siberia with winds as cold as negative 61 degrees. Okay, and I believe that's Fahrenheit and Celsius. I think after a certain negative, they become the same again. Very strange, but cold as shit. So here in Vancouver, where I live, it is negative 10 out, and we got like 20 centimeters of snow. It doesn't really snow here or get that cold. This is the warmest part of Canada, and yeah, like we're like basically same weather as Seattle or Portland kind of areas, Pacific Northwest. But yeah, it's freaking cold, man. It is freaking cold and snowy and gross. And when there's snow here, everyone doesn't know how to drive. People are sliding down the road, crashing into each other. No one's got winter tires. They're completely ill prepared. The city is not prepared. There's not enough snow plows. Side streets are absolutely hazardous as hell. So, yeah, but I like to snowboard, so I welcome a little bit of snow. You know what I mean? Get up to the hill, do some turns. I got to do some night skiing the other day. It was really fun. So let's get into the charts here. We just had a little pop after in the last 10 minutes or so here on both Bitcoin and Ethereum, a little bit of a move up. So we're going to primarily focus on Bitcoin, Ethereum, equities, and the dollar today. Maybe I'll check out some of this other stuff. I don't really know. We'll see how it goes. I haven't gone to the gym yet today, so I don't want to stream too long. Just got to get my workout in. But let's get into kind of my thoughts. So basically, I'm gonna give you guys some long scenarios that are hopefully gonna play out, and then lead into short scenarios. That's kind of my bias right now, is a move up before further downside. But could be wrong. Anything can happen. So we'll kind of lay out some scenarios. I'll tell you what I'm looking for in which instances, and then we'll see what happens. I'll retweet the one that works, right? That's usually how this goes. So real quick shout out to the sponsors of these streams, to the partners that I've been working with for ages now, Prime XBT. So if you want to trade indices with me, you want to trade gold and silver, the S&P 500 indices, things like that, Forex, and you're like, where can I do that with crypto? Prime XBT is a good option for that, okay? I've been partnered with them for a long time now. They've done right by me in the community, helping me continue to put out these videos for you guys for free. Get that editor that I'm paying full time to make the short streams and the condensed versions and the TikToks and the Instagrams and all that stuff. So shout out to the Prime team. I'm really appreciative. As usual, if you use code Mayne50 after creating an account with the link in the description, you can get up to $7,000 in deposit bonuses, 7% of whatever you deposit, up to a maximum of $100K. So that's pretty cool. And that helps me out as well. So if you want to help me out, that's one of the best ways to do it. Use that Prime link, make an account, throw some money on there, follow along with me on some trades. That's the best way to support me. If you do all of those things and you send me a DM showing me that you've done it, I will invite you into the Discord, which is completely free. I'm glad you guys are liking the Telegram. So I thought having a Telegram, I used to have one originally before I even had Discord for those real OGs. But having a Telegram, I think, is just a good way for me to broadcast out only my charts and kind of live active trading thoughts. It's funny, like my account on Twitter's gotten too big. My account used to be just charts and alpha. And then I got popular, right, in air quotes, on the internet, started shit posting a lot, and the alpha to shit post ratio inverted, right? And I also don't want to spam charts on Twitter all fucking day. I like, just shooting the shit, talking to people and stuff like that. So this is an easy way for me to just spam charts. So if you're like, hey, Mayne, I love you on Twitter. I still want you to follow me on Twitter and like my tweets and shit, obviously. But I want just the charts. What are your latest thoughts on the market? Telegram is going to be a great resource for that. So if you want to join that Telegram, I tweeted out the link today. It's like Telegram, and the invite room name is just Official Trader Mayne. That's the only instance where I'm not just Trader Mayne. It's Official Trader Mayne is the Telegram name, but my Telegram handle is just Trader Mayne. So don't get scammed. The Telegram is free, right? So don't, if anyone's being like, hey, yeah, I got Trader Mayne's Telegram and give me $50, that is not me. My Telegram's free, okay? So hopefully you guys are enjoying that, and I'll keep posting in there, and we'll keep at it. So I'm in a couple of trades actually. So let's go over those. So I'm going to, should I just show my screen straight up? Do I care? No, I don't think I do. So this is that, I'm taking some trades on that coin market man account. Okay, so if you guys remember what I was talking about doing in the last video, I believe, was I created a Bybit account, and I've linked it through API with CoinMarketMan. So I'm trying to turn 25K into 100K plus, and I'm going to do so by primarily taking trades that I discuss in Discord, Telegram, in streams, things like that. Now, obviously, every single trade I take, I am not going to be able to instantly update everyone and get everyone on board. Like, this is not some sort of signal service. I had a few people after that video message me being like, hey dude, how do I copy trade you on the 25 to 100K thing? That's not really the purpose of this. Obviously, if you want to follow my trades, by all means do that, right? Do whatever you want, but you don't know how much I'm risking. You don't know exactly how I might be managing it. There's a lot of things that can go on outside of me just saying, hey, I'm long here, right? Maybe it goes up for a bit, I take profit, I don't update my Twitter, and then it drops, and you're like, well, you didn't tell me to sell, right? Like, you're the one making those decisions. So if you're gonna use anything from this, use it more as a guideline for your own trades as opposed to just trying to carbon copy what I do. But that being said, I'm long actually both Bitcoin and Ethereum. I like the Bitcoin setup less than the Ethereum setup. I think Ethereum's a little stronger. We'll get into that. But this is what we've been waiting for, right? So if you remember the last video and remember what we did up here, we were short, right? Or we were looking to short, we were bearish at the range highs. After we finished longing this move, this was our TP. We had the very nasty rejection here. And I said, okay, next thing that's probably going to happen here is we're going to see some sort of retracement, right? Broken market structure here. We're going to hopefully see some sort of retracement, right? And then a bullish retracement, or a bearish retracement, excuse me, into this now bearish range, right? So that's what I had drawn out. I'm just going to actually delete everything here just momentarily, right? So we had this range drawn out, right? Here's our 12-hour range. I said I want to see a retracement here to short. That was kind of the plan. Okay, so we confirmed that H12 swing low. We started moving up a bit, and then boom, we sold off again. So I'm still of the mindset that this does go up from here. So we have this 12-hour order block here, right? There's a breaker here. There's also a daily order block in here. So we have this area of support that generated, right? It broke us out of this and generated this move to the highs. That original move began here. So when we come back here, this is an area that potentially could give another reaction. I'm not necessarily saying another reaction to all, higher than here, but at least enough of a bounce where if I'm now bearish, maybe I can use this area as a bounce area to then get short, right? But I did believe that this was support here. So we came in, we got a little bit of a bounce. I said, okay, this is what I'm liking. And what I want to see now is some bullish setup form in this area that will give me confirmation that we're going to then trade up here. And then I have my reasons for wanting to short up here, right? There's this 12-hour fair value gap. There's also this bearish order block here, with a swing high sitting right at it. There's your fib, right? So I want to see a retracement into the range. That would put us in the upper part of the range. So all those reasons, right? This is where I think the potential lower high, right? Low, high, lower, low, lower, high. And that's what I'm trying to play, right? But if I think price is going to bounce to 17.5, say I want to short 17.5, right? Well, if we're at 16.5, can I not try and get a long to 17.5? Of course you can, right? It's all relative to time frame. So if my high time frame daily bias is down, there is going to be uptrends here on the lower time frames in each one of these pullbacks. So even though this pullback resulted in a lower high, it doesn't mean that there's not an hourly uptrend here. And then when that hourly breaks market structure to the downside, right? Now it's synced back up with the high time frame trend, and that's when you get that continuation leg. So just because price is going down doesn't mean there aren't long opportunities, and just because price is going up, it doesn't mean there might be short opportunities. Obviously, these are counter trend. The better trade is getting a lower high and riding this down as opposed to this. But you can do both, right? So I'm playing basically a hope of a retracement that then turns into a short, right? So I'm long, but I'm only longing up into the area where I want to get into a higher time frame short. Okay, so what I don't like right now is, and the reason I'm explaining this over and over and over again is because, like, perfect example was like the last 2 days. Like, I posted something about the dollar and SBF. We're gonna blast this guy on stream. I don't give a fuck. I'll give a single fuck, not one, not a solitary one. So, okay. So I posted this about the dollar, right? We had this huge rally, okay? Biggest sell-off on the dollar in ages. That's a fact, okay? Huge sell-off on the dollar after a monster rally, which was perfectly in line with the top being put in on crypto and on risk assets. Stocks and other risk assets, sans BTC means not including Bitcoin, okay? For those who don't speak French, like this guy in here. Thrived over the last 2 months, retesting this old range high. So basically what I'm saying is, listen, if the dollar can catch a bid, right, that means more downside likely coming for risk, okay? And stocks are up 20% in the last 2 months, right? If it weren't for the FTX thing, I do believe Bitcoin would be up, and it is up in the last 2 months, but just not as much because of the FTX debacle. And this guy goes, some fucking dishcloth is what I call him, because that's what he is. Risk assets thrived over the past 2 months. Are you actually blind? I'm like, equities are up 20%. And basically, I think we just ended up arguing on what is is thrive too strong of a word? Like, we bounced 20% in the last 2 months. To me, this is a risk-on environment that we've been in since the start of October. Been bullish on risk. It doesn't mean that I think the bottom is in and we're making a new all-time high. All I'm saying is this has been an uptrend because the dollar's been doing this, right? And that's what I just explained there is exactly what I just talked about on Bitcoin. We can be bullish here, even if I think that this results in this. We've had 2 months of going up on stocks. So is it in my opinion, as someone who's actively trading the market, if I'm bearish high time frame, should I just not take a single trade over the last 2 months and just wait for us to get to resistance and short it? If that's what you want to do, by all means do that. But there was opportunities to long here over the last 2 months and make a bunch of money, and then you can flip back short getting into the high time frame trend, right? So that's all I'm basically playing here on Bitcoin, right? Is, okay, I think, I do think we probably trade lower. I don't love how, we've now run the range low. We've run the range high. I talk to you guys about this all the time. Like, I make my living. So this is your range high. This is your range low, right? I make my living trading these, right? But now we've run the range low and the high, right? And then broken down quite aggressively after running the high. So to me, it just seems like some sort of move up probably leads to another move down towards the range low. I don't know. That's just kind of my gut feeling, is that this is likely what's going to play out here. And then the dollar is going to rally and stocks are going to roll over. That's kind of my gut feeling. That being said, I'm not trying to predict the next 3 moves. I always talk about this. What's the next one move that I think is going to happen? Just one. And can I make money on that? So that's what I'm hoping for here on Bitcoin. Now, reason I like the ETH setup more is because you can see here on Bitcoin, we ended up breaking below this low. Yeah, we're looking to reclaim it right now, which is okay. But ETH gave us a swing failure pattern. Swing failure pattern to me, I like better because it's like, okay, clearly that was a run on liquidity. We're now closing back up above that level. This is technically a market structure break to the downside, right? We have a low, a high, a low. Here's your lower high. You now have a lower low. So you could argue that this is it, right? We're just going to do this, right? And go take out this low. And then, we have a bunch of lows built up here, right? That could get wiped. Come down, get this low, this low. So this could be it. But I'm hoping that we're actually going to get a decent rally here on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and stocks for the next few days, and we'll be able to short a little higher. So my setup effectively, right, is the classic. We have our floor here. We have our liquidity, right? Run below. Okay, I now want to see us trade above here. Okay, this is the key test now. If we're able to do this, then by all means, I think we're going to run up towards here. At least to here. Possibly up to here, right? This is like 17.5. This is like 17.2 to 3. But we need to flip this. This needs to be effectively what? The breaker. I want to see a run on the low. Market structure shift. Buy the retest, right? That's the setup. That's what you're seeing potentially form right here. Okay? So, I'm going to wait and see if this plays out. If we get that market structure shift, we need an hourly close above this candle right here. Okay? Then you can compound any longs that you may have, I went wick fishing a little, saying, okay, I think we're going to get a bounce. So I actually started longing in this candle, and I was underwater for quite a while. Like my entry is like 475. It's not even close to the bottom, right? But was underwater for a while. If we get that market structure drift, I'll compound aggressively, right? Risk is here. Could probably even bring my risk up to like here now. Because if this is going to go up, I don't want us coming back near this wick really. The reason I like Ethereum more is Ethereum did this exact same setup, but the 12 hour is also an SFP. Just a little bit more confluence. I like it a little better. It seems like it's a little stronger. So I should have longed Ethereum first. I ended up longing Bitcoin, chased a little, and I said, oh, Ethereum's stronger. So I started piling into Ethereum. But the hope is this. Move up, right? So here's our run. We're now going to see a retracement into here. And then we're going to reject, put a lower high in here. And then I'm going to trade this back down. That's kind of my prediction for what I think is going to happen. But who cares about this? Because this is not possible until we get this. So I'm just trying to determine, can I get in a play from here to here? Right? That's all it is. Can I trade this to where I want to short? Okay? So that's what I'm looking for on Bitcoin effectively, is a bounce towards 17.2 to 17.5, maybe a little higher, right? We'll play it as we go, but there's a lot up here. But above that 50%, right? Above 17,300 is ideal. Actually, I think I had it as this. So above 17,500, this is technically the low now. So, but into that upper part of the range, okay? Now, the one thing I don't like amongst many, I don't like a lot of things, but we have here a pretty clear 12-hour breaker, down candle for the up move. So what I just showed you on the hourly, this is the bearish version of that, right? The hourly was this one. Right? Well, flip that on its head. right? And you have the bearish version. That's what you see here. This is the down candle. Here's the up move. Here's the break in market structure. There's the retest. So we're playing out pretty clean on this 12-hour breaker, right? We broke the low. We put in a 12-hour SFP here, and I posted this in Discord. And I was like, technically, there's a short here. I'm like, technically, there's a short here. This is an H12 bearish breaker. We have a H1, H12 setup forming. So there was a short here that I posted. I didn't take it personally, right? Where you could have gotten short here, stop here, and you've got easily a 2R, right, into the low. I think it would have been well over 3R if you caught any of this. So that is something I'm aware of. And now, on the 12-hour, we also have effectively a new bearish order block here, right? Up candle, down move. We broke market structure. So Bitcoin's got a lot of work to do here. This is going to be resistance. And if we come up a little higher here, so if this rally comes up to 16.7 to 16.9, so if we trade up into here, if we trade up into this gray box and put in any sort of bearish price action like this, a big run on the high and a close back inside, in here, I will cut longs and I will short. Okay. Otherwise, I'm hoping that this was the lick run and we're now going to be bullish up into here. That's kind of the plan. So we'll see, but this is resistance. That's something I don't like, and that's why I'm not 100% as confident as these trades as I'd like to be. I usually like taking trades where I'm like, I believe this is the direction, and I have a clear bias, right? Okay, I think we're going up. I think we're going down. This instance, I think we're going up, but I see a lot of reasons on why we might not get as high as I hope, and we might actually roll over from where we are. So it makes me less confident in the trade. I like Ethereum more because it's got that same breaker, but see the distance here, right? We had that big leg down. We now ran these key swing lows, SFP'd above them. This to me looks way more appetizing as a setup, right? Is a rally up into 1220 to 1240, maybe a little higher. And then a sell-off, retracement within this range. So there's no new break in market structure here, right? This was the break in market structure. Now this is our range, whereas BTC had this, and then it had another break in market structure, and now we're trading here. So that little difference in how the PA looks, right? Because Bitcoin, imagine if this candle closed below these lows. Then it would look the same as Bitcoin, right? So it makes me, it's obvious that ETH is stronger because Bitcoin made a lower low and ETH made a higher low if you're going by candle bodies, right? If I look at Bitcoin here, Bitcoin made a lower low. See, there to there, that's a lower low. Here to here, slightly higher low or equal low based on the candle bodies. So that's a bullish divergence, not in terms of RSI, but kind of between two assets in price, which would then be reflected in FBTC going up, which you can see, right? So ETH is the better long setup if you had to pick one, but the logic is the same. I think that we faked out the range high, broke market structure. We're now into support. I'm looking to long support and then get short on what I believe will be a lower high. So same logic as Bitcoin. I think the ETH setup is a little bit cleaner. We're going to see what happens, right? Again, if Bitcoin pumps another couple $100 and then starts to look bearish, I will cut the longs and I will look for shorts because there's reasons to potentially believe that that might happen based on what I just showed you. But the S setup's a lot cleaner. What's nice, at least, right, is, when we did the last stream, I said, hey, run of these highs, close your longs because we're probably going to dump on both Bitcoin and Ethereum. Go look at the date of the last stream. It was before FOMC, which was this candle. I was like, I think once we run this high, we were trading here. I said, I still think we come for this high. Close your longs after that, and boom, fucking retrace the entire move. So hopefully I saved some of you guys some money on that kind of shit. But yeah, that's the plan for Bitcoin and Ethereum. Currently long both, looking for effectively something like this on ETH and something very similar on Bitcoin. So playing the long into here, and then the short for the next leg. Obviously, we could come up here and continue to be bullish, right? Like, I'm not just going to blindly short this box. I would look for some sort of low time frame distribution as a reason to get short, obviously. So I'll update the Telegram if my thoughts change, but that is my live thoughts as of this very moment. And yeah, I think it's pretty well explained, the logic and all that kind of shit. So let's take a quick look at the chat here. Always fun. What's up, Phil, the frying Frenchman? Frenchman, excuse me. Bullocks to the Woolocks. I don't know what that means. Balls to the walls? Maybe. Love the new Telegram. Glad Ross. I'm not going to pronounce your last name. Holy smokes. That must have been fun in high school. Jesus Christ. His last name is Fager. Oh my God. Mayne, you need to start a masterclass, bro. Would gladly pay. I don't know what a masterclass is, but how much does it pay? Maybe I'll do it. Okay, sorry. Let's see. What does MSB mean? Market structure break. Trader Mayne is the crypto Charlie Puth. I don't even know what that means. He makes that light switch song. Excuse me, I was burped. It's beautiful out. I like the snow. I like the snow too. You know, I like snowboard and stuff, but it's fucking cold. -10 is colder than it needs to be. How to get into Discord if we're not allowed on Prime XBT? Sharad, DM me on Twitter, and I will get you in. If you want to use a different link of mine, like Bybit or Binance or wherever you might trade, that would be great. But again, just DM me. We'll figure it out. How much do we have to deposit in order to join Discord? There is no, I get this DM quite often. How much money do I have to put in? I'm not saying you guys got to put in 10 grand into Prime to get in my Discord. The Discord's free. But I am supported in a way by people signing up and depositing on Prime. More people that use my link and deposit, I'm getting some of that money. Okay? Complete transparency. So if you want to support me, you don't need to, I don't want you to give me money. I would rather you deposit it on Prime, trade, make some money for yourself. Don't give it to me. Just depositing and signing up is enough. If you don't want to deposit a bunch of money on there, I understand. It's all good. There's no minimum or anything like that. Happy Hanukkah, Gabe. Getting a hair job next week as well. You are? You're getting a hair job? What is that? Thanks, Trader Gen X. Terra Infinity says, you can blast me and I'll still love you. Hopefully your boyfriend isn't seeing you write this stuff to some stranger on the internet. Dollar is putting in a possible SFP on the yearly. 11 days left. Yeah, we'll look at the dollar in a minute here. Doesn't F just follow BTC anyway? So yeah, on the macro, they move together, but there's going to be periods of time where Bitcoin outperforms Ethereum and Ethereum outperforms Bitcoin. I have an entire video on this on my YouTube channel, and it talks about the F-BTC ratio. So if you have two assets that trade the same direction, right? They're both going up, but one is going to go up more than the other. Which one do you want along? The one that's going to go up more than the other, right? If you have two assets, they're both going up, but one is going up more. So one is stronger. You obviously want to long the stronger one. So yes, they follow each other, or F follows BTC, whatever. Don't think like that, right? Think how I just explained it to you. Mayne, got any recommendations on brokers, exchanges to margin trade crypto as a US client? I am from Canada, so I am not the right person to ask, because I don't know what is allowed in the US. You're welcome, Corey. Appreciate you, bro. Any chance you could briefly go over PD array sequence? PD arrays are just things like order blocks, breakers. That's what PD arrays are, that ICT term. Hey, bro, can you please check your Twitter DMs? I check them all the time, bro. If I've been not answering you, just follow up. I get tons of DMs, and so they get buried very easily. So just follow up. If I haven't gotten back to you, just say ping, ping, ping. I don't care if it's 100 times. I will see it eventually, and I will get back to you. Discord link's on my website, www.tradermayne.com. Except for it's not a Discord link. It's instructions on what you got to do to get in. Okay. Yeah, I can take a look at LTC. Am I a hairless Verstappen? Do I look like Max Verstappen? Jesus Christ, I've never gotten that before. Does Prime have no KYC? Yes, Prime is no KYC. I've got the Coin Market Manager deal in my inbox. I just need to review it. So we'll get to that soon. Okay, so Bitcoin, Ethereum explained, right? Now, let's look at equities real quick here, and then we'll look at the dollar next. So we had this move up on equities, right? This fake out to the upside. I had 41.75 as my target, and I thought maybe we would push into this 3-day order block. Didn't happen, right? Did not happen. We didn't get that far, but we did run the high. Basically instant reverse. Same thing as Bitcoin. Took out the highs, right? Market structure shift to the downside, another market structure shift, and here another market structure shift. So this is similar to Bitcoin, whereas Ethereum took out the high and just did the one MSB right here, and now we're looking for some sort of retrace. This has those extra ones, right? So makes it a little trickier. Looking at this on the 12-hour, we had this huge sell-off, small bounce. We've now run this low, okay, into support. So similar plan is Bitcoin and Ethereum here, right? Okay, can we maybe get some sort of retrace into this larger bearish, leg? So here's your high, right? And here's your low. Can we get a retrace into here, right? On equities, maybe into this fair value gap. This is a breaker here as well, just like on Ethereum. Maybe we can trade up into here for then a lower high, right? Now, it didn't SFP. However, it doesn't have to just SFP, right? So the one common misconception with, and I think the thing that people go crazy over with liquidity runs and things of that nature is like, so what's a good example of this? Here, right? This is an SFP on all of these high time frames, but is it SFP on every single time frame? Maybe it's not. Okay, yeah. So what's a good way to explain this? I like SFPs. They're one of the main things I look for in terms of trying to get in trades on reversals. That being said, just because price goes below a low and doesn't SFP, it closes below. If it gets back above, okay, I treat this as an SFP. Does that make sense? So even though it might not be an SFP, it might be an SFP on a higher time frame, but maybe not on a lower one. But if we make an obvious move below a low and then reclaim that low, I treat this as an SFP. Okay? Meaning I look for reversal signs here, low time frame setups to go the other way. A good example of this, which just came to me while I was explaining that, is the setup we took here. You guys remember, we took a long here for this leg based on a run below these lows. Oops. Okay, a run below these lows and then a reclaim. This is my SFP, right? Deviation, whatever. It was a run on liquidity. Now, where was my stop on that long? Right there. Treat it the same as an SFP. Same here. So look, this is not an SFP on the 4-hour, but this is very clearly a run on liquidity We get right back below the level, and then we end up selling off. But if I change the time frame, oh, it's an SFP on the 12-hour, right? So, okay, is this still not? So what I'm trying to say is the logic, the way it works is still the same, right? It's still the same, or at least that's how I treat it, okay? So that's what we're looking for on equities here. Same as Bitcoin, same as Ethereum. I want to see us get above here. Look where we're rejecting right now on Bitcoin and Ethereum and stocks right now, right? Here's the bearish order block. So this needs to flip to get relief for then the plans that we had laid out here and here to work, right? So Ethereum's the strongest of the bunch. It's got the breakdown and the market structure break. So let's hope that we get the push, right? Maybe we come down into here again. But ideally, this is the plan, and it looks the same on all of these charts, right? We want to see the same thing happen on Bitcoin. It needs to reclaim this, right? Give us the MSB. So Ethereum's the strongest of the three assets right now. All right. This guy says failed auction is the term I'm looking for. No, it's not. Thanks, though. I don't even know what failed auction means, bro. I don't trade that kind of shit. All right, so let's look at the dollar now. So the reason I have this lower high thesis, right, on crypto and risk, right, because stocks have done this for the last 2 months, right into high time frame resistance, and now it's done this. Likely, we're about to make a new leg down on stocks. Like, that's what I think is going to happen overall here. Like, this looks like the beginning of this. This, I think we make a lower low here. So I'm looking to see how we broke down here, retest, then sold off again, break down, hopefully a retest, then sell off again. That's kind of the plan, right? So I'm expecting stocks to continue down. But while the dollar has been dropping, stocks for the last 2 months have been rallying. But now the dollar is coming into very critical high time frame support. We have a monthly bullish order block here. We have this old range high, okay? This is support for sure, for me, on the dollar. We're now coming in here. We zoom in a little bit. You got a little 12-hour SFP now that's formed here, right? So clearly this is an area, or a weekly SFP, excuse me. Go down to the 12-hour, and we now have what? Potential for, bottoming. If you look at this type of pattern into support, this to me generally breaks up. I guarantee you, if I were to put on an RSI right now, we would see a bullish divergence, or like the awesome indicator. Any sort of divergence indicators, we have lower lows going into major support. I bet you we have higher highs on the oscillators. Right? You see what I mean? Not the cleanest bull dip, but that is higher lows on the RSI, lower lows on price. Higher lows on the awesome indicator, lower lows on price. So if the dollar is coming into support and putting in these high time frame bull divs, I believe that you want to be careful with risk assets, because if the dollar catches a serious bid here and stocks roll over, crypto is going to get nuked to hell. Altcoins are going to get smashed. Bitcoin's going to get smashed. It's all going to get smashed. Okay? So this is a chart that, in my opinion, is very important. Now, the question is, are we about to bounce super hard here, or do we have one more stab down? So for my long into short thesis, right? So here's Ethereum right now. Hold on. Here's Ethereum right now. So we have our high here, traded above, below, okay? I want to short Ethereum here. For that to happen, likely I want to see the dollar roll over one more time, let stocks, Bitcoin, and other risk get a little bit more of a bounce. Then I want to short this And when that happens, when we get to here on Ethereum or equities or whatever, I want to see this then break out and that daily bull div play out. Because if this rallies and this is in my short zone, that's double confluence that we're going to get an absolute banger of a trade. Okay? So yeah. So that's why the dollar chart right here, I think, is at a super important spot that you want to be watching. Okay? Now, we have the yearly close coming up here. This yearly candle on the dollar is pretty fucking ugly. Right? Like this could close as an SFP on the yearly into resistance, right? That would be ugly. So if this closes below the year, right, at 103,650, it's a yearly SFP. What does that mean? Why would that potentially be good? Well, that would be potentially good because if this is just a deviation, right, of that big range that we have, and we trade back into this, that's probably good for risk assets long term. Now, obviously, we're talking about a significantly long period of time here looking at the yearly chart, and a lot can happen, but that could be good overall for risk. That being said, just looking at the dollar here, even if the top is in, so let's assume that this is the top for the dollar, it's not going any higher, we can still have a very big bounce here, right? Before another leg down, and during this very big bounce, risk gets crushed. So my kind of like super high time frame idea, right, would be, okay, the dollar is doing this, we get this bounce, this gives us our next leg down on Bitcoin, right, on equities, on Ethereum, etc., right? This big bounce gives us our next major leg down. Stocks end up at 32, SPX ends up at 32, 3,300, like pre-COVID levels, okay? The dollar rallies, all of these things dump super hard, and then when this puts in a lower high, these begin to bottom, right? So the bottom, maybe we get one more leg down below 15, and then we start to bottom and the dollar starts to get bearish again and roll over. Because if the dollar rallies super hard here, right? Like if for some reason this is just a retest and we make a new high here, like let's say this happens on the dollar, the bottom is not going to be anywhere near in if it makes a higher high, right? So for the bottom to be close and be preparing to come in, we need this to start to trade back down. Okay, if this makes a new high above this high, the bottom is not in on risk. Okay, hopefully that's clear. I know that was kind of confusing, but very important chart, very important time, right? We're coming up to the yearly close, so we're going to be marking out yearly open levels and things like that, right? But if we want the bottom to come in on risk, if we want the bottom to come in on Bitcoin and stocks and etc., we need a bearish dollar, or at least a dollar that's going sideways. We cannot have dollar trading higher. Okay, so that would be kind of the hopeful plan, right? Bitcoin goes to 17.5, Ethereum to 12.50, stocks go to 4,000. Mayne shorts all three. Okay. Dollar rallies, all three eat absolute shit, and Mayne prints a huge fucking bag. Dollar starts to turn around. Mayne starts, watching for signs of accumulation to get long again. Okay? For someone who's not trying to predict the next 10 moves, there's fucking 30 moves in the future. But yeah, rant over there. So very important time, I think, across the market. I think the next, how Asia and London play out tonight will be very telling. I'm hoping we get that bounce, right? I'm hoping we get that bounce. But yeah, we'll see. Like we got some work to do. Trying to reclaim this low right now. Ethereum looking better. Stocks needs to get above here, right? Everything just needs to push a little higher. Need stocks to do this, right? That's the key. That's the key. We'll see though. And again, if Bitcoin, right, if I'm watching later today, if Bitcoin is bearish in here and does some bearish bullshit, if it does some bearish bullshit in here, right, comes up here and SFP's this high or something, I'll probably cut my longs and look to get short if it's bearish here, because technically we had that market structure break. But what I'm hoping is that this was just this was the sweep, and now we can go up. Okay, the same thing on Ethereum. I'm hoping that this was the sweep, ran all these lows, and now we can go try for some higher targets. Okay. Oh my God. Yo, Mayne, hope the shredding has been good. Looking like we're probably getting a little rejection here on the first move, quick up into resistance. Okay. Simon or Swiss Nash says, how you took entry on ETH by pressing the green button on the exchange. I entered on the SFP, right? I thought that we were going to run these lows. So as soon as we started trading into them, I started buying, right? Started buying into these lows. And now I'm looking to add on confirmation. Do you have a plan to trade FX? Yes, I trade FX as well. These are the main pairs that I trade. Greetings from Germany. Love your stream. Thanks, Chimpanzee. Yo, Mayne, doesn't that wick on the 12-hour BTC demand zone go just below the wick? And if so, doesn't that invalidate it? No. I don't care about the wick in this instance, right? You're saying this wick goes below the 12-hour OB. It's like, okay, well, we have a OB, a breaker here, a fair value gap, and we have on the daily an order block, okay? So, okay, well, why don't we use the daily order block then? Now it didn't go below. The high time frame blocks and stuff, that's areas where you're looking for a setup to occur, okay? If you're like, hey, this 12 hour is invalidated because of this wick, right? Well, there's a daily order block that we're trading in as well. The point is we're into an area where I think the bulls could step in. I now want to see proof of that on the low time frame. I am not going to look at XMR, mainly because you've asked like 12 times. Mayne, how's your basketball league going? We've only played 4 games, and we're off for the holidays, so no games for another couple weeks. But it's a lot of fun. I'm usually like a 4 to 6 point guy, and then I'll get a handful of rebounds, and I'll get like at least 3 fouls. Because you come in the lane, you bet your ass I'm going up for the rejection, and I'm accidentally hitting you on the head or the arm because I'm not very good. I mean, when can we meet your girlfriend's dog? Maybe in the new year, when she moves in. Big news in Mayne's life, having a girl move in with him. I've never lived with a girl before, which is crazy at 32. But yeah, this one's pretty special, so we're going to see how it goes. Can you trade on DYDX? We'll gladly use your ref code, King. I don't really want to, but I can give you my ref code there. I can make a ref code there and give it to you if you want to do that. DM me and I'll do that for you. I would appreciate that. Been in crypto for a year now, and you're the first person I followed that I've actually learned from and can see how the system works. Thank you so much for freely sharing your knowledge. You're welcome, Steven. If I can change one life, that's enough. Just a penny a day and you can support a fellow degenerate. That's all it takes. They got to play the sad Marilyn, was it Sheryl Crow or is it Cheryl McLachlan? In the arms of an angel. For 1 penny a day, you can support a destitute crypto trader. That's all it takes. No coffee from Starbucks today. Send that money to support your fellow degens. It's that easy with the sad music and the violin playing. Oh my God, we could raise so much money. We should do a charity fundraiser for all of our fucking fallen brethren. Okay. This guy says, I love you, say it back. I love you, Anon, dude. Mayne, how do I stop my butthole from itching after taking pre-workout? Stop putting it in your butthole. You're supposed to put it in water and drink it. Come on. That's like basic stuff. This guy says, so you wait for a sweep liquidity Quasimodo and then you enter on FEG or breaker, right? That sounds like gibberish, but that's effectively the majority of my strategy. So well done, sir. All right, guys. Mayne, love your streams and following you since I seen you in WWG. Thanks, bro. So yeah, we're gonna wait and see, right? Like I'm not forcing anything. Well, I'm forcing my Bitcoin trade a little bit, so that's a lie. I'm sorry for lying to you. You guys don't deserve that. But the plans I think are pretty straightforward, and I think I've explained them pretty well. So if you have any questions about the setups, let me know in the chat. But I believe the BTC setup, the ETH setup, the equity setup, what we're looking for to happen, I've got very clear triggers that my idea is correct. Right? Like if Bitcoin can trade above here, then I think we trade higher and I'm looking good, right? Whereas Ethereum's already traded above there. So now if Ethereum pulls back, I want to see it hold this and then get another leg up. And then, yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm hoping things work out in my favor and we can post one of those super fun clout clips later this week. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. Where's the gay line now for Bitcoin? It's still at 30K, man. So we are all homosexuals for the foreseeable future. See you on Grindr. Mayne, what's your thoughts on gold right now? Let's take a look. The Peter Schiff coin. So gold putting in an absolutely zesty, absolutely delicious SFP on the year 2 years ago, right? So that's not a great look. Like looking at gold, super high time frame, that's ugly, right? Kind of. Does it kind of not look like this, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like if I put these two next to each other, but I put this one on the yearly, what the fuck are all these levels? Yearly. Okay. Monthly here. Does this not kind of look similar? Am I crazy for seeing this? Right? So you have your bubble, rally, higher low, failed breakout, full retrace. You have your bubble, rally, higher low, fake breakout. Is that what's going to happen to gold? Did I just discover something? They kind of look like, that kind of looks similar, no? I'm going to post that on Twitter and see what people say. But that's kind of zesty right there. That's kind of zesty. Okay, so let's look at gold here. So let's start at the weekly. Oh, no, this is Bitcoin still. Woof. Gold. Start at the weekly. So we have this nice rally up, right? We did SFP this high here. Okay. So something to watch. Dial down on the daily a little bit. We technically have a breakdown here. Looks like, right? Yeah. Break in market structure. Definitely. So this looks like it's, kind of playing out like it's going to kind of play out bearishly. We ran some highs. I would reckon gold probably comes down for some lows next. Took out this high. 12 hours definitely down. This looks like a lower high. So I don't know. I think my, gun to my head, like this is the next target for gold So more of a pullback. This would line up with the dollar rallying as well, right? So dollar into support, gold into resistance. Gold pulls back as the dollar rallies because the dollar is the denominator of that deal, or of that pair, excuse me. So that kind of lines up. Looks like we ran some topside liquidity, some downside, liquidity on the downside seems to be next. We've got some nice lows built up here, right? That I think would be the target on for something like this, right? So maybe we get one more push up, but into some of these lows. That's what I had to think. Am I still bullish on metals? I do think that silver is, still got potential to go higher, but I don't even remember marking this out, but there you go. There's your breaker right here. Look where we're rejecting. So we ran that high that I initially was targeting over here, right? Ran this high. So I started TPing above this high on my gold position or silver position. We've now put in a breaker here, but we have not broken market structure yet on silver. The actual market structure on the daily is lower. The 12-hour did break, so this technically is a bearish breaker and very similar to gold. I think that maybe we see a move down on silver now. But ultimately, I still like this monthly potential setup here to trade higher. So if we get a run like this might be something I want to buy because I think we can still push higher. But right now, dollar's into support and metals are into resistance. So if dollar starts getting bullish, expect metals to get bearish. This guy says, hi, I'm retarded. What does the S&P stand for? The S&P, when I say S&P, I'm talking about the S&P 500. So it's a stock index, right? There's the NASDAQ, right? There's the Dow Jones. There's the S&P 500. ES is a futures contract of that index. It's a group of 500 companies. All right. I missed the BTC setup. Can you repeat it shortly? Sorry. How about you just go rewind the video, bro, and watch it from the beginning when I talk about the Bitcoin thing. I have a question. How do you choose where market structures break? Do you have specific things? Or is it arbitrary, higher high, lower low? How do you choose where is the market structure break, right? Well, part of it is visual, right? Generally what I'll look for, and I'm doing an entire video on this, right, is I say, okay, we have a clear low that has been run here, right? What is the high that ran that low? Okay, boom. As soon as this level gets broken, that's a market structure break. Where's the low that then ran that high? Here. Price caps out here. Once that, right, because this is the high that broke the bearish market structure. Once this gets run, we now have more bullish. So it's just, part of it is visual for sure, but I operate on the candle close basis, if that's what your question is. So I look for candle closes, right? If it wicks, not a market structure break. If it closes below like this, that's a market structure break. But generally, if we're in a in an uptrend, the low that took out the previous high that made a higher high, that's your market structure low. And then when price puts in a swing high, that's now your market structure high or high. Then you're looking to get a retracement into this range. Maybe that forms here. Okay. Now, once this low is in, once it takes out that, that's another market structure break, right? There's your new market structure low. It stands for Standard and Poor. That is funny. Mod, give that man some bonus points. Not that I have a mod. Hopefully that explained your question. SFP, the wick, what's the meaning? I don't understand your question. Been watching TA content for 2 years heavily, and you are the GOAT. Thank Allah I found you. Inshallah, my brother. Mashallah. How do you determine when to let a trade run or how to take profit? Good question. So generally, what the fuck was your plan? Right? What the fuck was your plan? So if I have, let's use this as an example here. Okay. So you have a long idea here where you said, I'm long based on this retest and this SFP here into this order block. Okay. You're like, I'm long here and my target is this swing high. So you take your risk reward tool out and you set up your thing and you take the trade and you say, my target is here. Now, price comes in, it hits your target. Why are you not TPing? If this was your plan, right? Well, oh, maybe it's going to go a little higher, right? So you're like, I'm just going to let it run. So here's a perfect example. You had a TP level, you didn't take it. As soon as it hits your TP, it retraces. What might happen next? Oh, fuck, it's going to reverse now. I better close. Then boom, comes right back to your level again. Oh, fuck, actually it's going to go higher. I better re-long or I'm going to add to my long. Then it rejects again, right? So you should have a plan of where your trade idea is targeting before you even enter. Where is my idea right? That's where I'm taking profit. Just like your stop is where your idea is wrong. Okay? Because what will happen oftentimes is if you say this is your TP, let's say you don't close because you think it might go a little higher. How pissed are you going to be if it does this? Livid, right? So you should have a plan in advance, okay, for what your TP is going to be, and then stick to that plan, because the amount of times that you let a runner run and it ends up coming back and biting you in the ass, it's going to happen more often than you think. You let a trade go and it retraces the full thing when you could have taken profit at 2x. Now it's back down and now you're FOMOing and now you're making all these sorts of mistakes. Now, if you want to manage your trades, right, there's ways you can do that. If you are in a long here, okay, and your target is here, well, when price gets here, you can close a portion, right? And then maybe you bring your stop to break even or into profit. And then if it continues to make higher highs and higher lows, stay in the trade, right? Drag your stop up, continue to take profit on the way up. However, as soon as it makes a lower low, okay, that's a potential sign that the trend is reversing. Now I'm cutting the rest of my trade. So if you want to manage the trade that way, as long as it keeps printing bullish market structure, why not stay in? But you definitely want to have a plan in advance. Where are you targeting and why? And you want to take profit at those levels, because there's often times where you'll get a trade like this, bang, just like my silver trade, right? Like if you didn't take any profit on the silver trade, right? And then this thing retraces all the way back down to here, you're going to be pissed, right? Because you longed it down here. You don't want to give back a bunch, right? So again, you can follow it up on the low time frame. If the market structure remains in your direction, stay in, trail your stop. You can do things like that, but generally I know where I'm looking to take profit before I even enter, and I try and stick to the plan for the most part, especially because I'm not always on screen, right? Like if I have a TP order and it hit, the best feeling in the world is entering a trade, waking up or coming home and your TP order is already triggered. You're out, you cashed out, you made your money. But yeah. Sorry, guys. How to respond to a message there. Yeah, so I don't know. Let's see here. What's going on? Looking okay. Bitcoin pushing through. So I want to see Bitcoin. So it's 6:41 for me, right? 9:41 Eastern Standard Time. What the fuck was that? So I want to see, obviously, a market structure break here on Bitcoin now. Right? If we get the market structure break, that could give me the confirmation that this is going to trade higher, hopefully. So let's see. Let's see. Would love for this plan to work out because I like making money. Do you scale and scale out? Sometimes. Depends on the trade, right? Right now I'm trading on a $25,000 account. Let's go. So I don't necessarily need to scale and scale out when you're not trading huge size, but when you're trading bigger size, definitely you can scale into a position in a zone, things like that, scale out at different take profits. Yo, Mayne, love your stuff. You are similar trading style to Hasaka and myself. Truly, you're one of the greats. Who do you think Hasaka learned a bunch of shit from? Your boy. Hasaka's a homie, but you can ask him. He learned a ton from me. Back in the day, back in 2018. Let's go. Longs are printing. Don't give me some ugly ass candle. If this closes ugly, I'm gonna be pissed. F looks good. Just Bitcoin, don't be a bitch. Don't be a bitch. Let's see here. So remember, guys, this is what we don't want to see on Bitcoin, right? I don't want to see some sort of bearish SFP of this high, right? Because then that to me is like, okay, we have our low broken here and we just run the high. Then this probably fucking pukes. So I want to see a nice fucking close here on that candle. But more than anything, yeah. Zooming in, definitely don't want to SFP any of these highs. Want to see a strong close through. Strong close through. Above here would be sick, but still 15 minutes left. It's after hours. The market is closed right now. All right, this is after hours. So it says it's open, right? You can trade and shit, but the market is, this is like after hours. Right, this trades from 9 in the morning US time, New York open, to 2 in the afternoon, or 5 p.m. or 4 p.m. I guess. I don't know, whatever the fucking closing is. But yeah, it's different. This isn't live right now, really. Not a lot of volume and shit. Kind of just watching this as we're on stream here. It's kind of fun. Right, so once it hits I think 10 o'clock US time, ES will start moving more, but the main volume for ES, right, is during that daytime in New York, in the morning and in the afternoon. Right, that's why we oftentimes get volatility in crypto around the New York Open and shit, right? Got nowhere near 17K on Binance. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Well, let's see. I don't know. Hopefully I'm right. I'd make a fucking bag if we go up to here. Make a fucking bag. That would be sweet. Any tips on trading in a full-time job? Yeah, focus on the high time frame. Then you don't need to look at the chart as much, right? If you're doing your analysis on the weekly and the daily, executing on the 4-hour, you don't need to look at the chart 9 hours, 10 hours a day. Check it once every 4-hour close, right? Do you have any indicators? No, I don't use indicators. Do you think it can make it to 18,900? I don't understand that question at all. Are you asking me if Bitcoin is going to make a new high above 18,900? That's not my personal thought. I think that we're going to eventually trade lower. I just spent the last hour explaining how I'm hoping for a bounce into a lower high. But I don't know, man. If it's bullish, it can go to fucking 30K. Who fucking knows right now, right? But right now, I'm focused on just trying to will this candle into a better close. You don't use crayons? No, not really. I've used it in the past, but anytime I try and incorporate some new shit, it just pulls me away from what I know how to do and what works for me. I haven't used crayons for 10,000 hours, right? Whereas I've stared at charts and used PA for that long. Why would I? Like, it's like I'm shooting right-handed from the free throw line and I hit, 90% of my free throws. I'm a good free throw shooter. And it's like, oh, maybe shoot left-handed now. Just doesn't make sense for me. Any chance you could ask CMN to support Prime? I could ask, but they're partnered with Bybit. I believe they have a partnership, and that's probably what our deal would hinge through, is some sort of Bybit affiliate. So I don't know. Mayne, what the fuck are Canadian margin traders supposed to do? The same thing you're doing now. You're not supposed to trade with margin in Canada as it is right now. Are you not using a VPN already and all that kind of stuff? Right? So you make those decisions. How do you take partial profits on your positions on Prime XBT? Open an order in the other direction for how much you want to close. So if you're long 5 Bitcoin and you want to close 2 of them, put a short order in, a limit short order, reduce only for the amount you want to take profit. So 2 in that instance. Went to a casino on the weekend. Now I'm pretty sure I'm addicted to blackjack. Blackjack is fun. Blackjack is super fun. Gambling is great and a ton of fun. So yeah, let's continue to wait and see. I don't know, man. Should I wait? Should I stay on stream until this hourly candle closes so we can decide if I'm gonna look smart or not? I don't know. I hate how high that wicked. Like, I like this way more. I like the Bitfinex chart way more. Ethereum looks way better. This just looks kind of but we'll see. Excuse me. No, I'm not short right now. I don't even fully understand. So no big shorts open with hedge long. I don't. Yeah, like I'm not short right now. I'm just day trading, guys. Right? Like people, I'll post something. I'll be like, hey, I think we bounce here. And people will be like, the bottom isn't in. I'm like, dude, I'm just trying to play like a couple percentage bounce. Doesn't mean I think I'm calling for the bottom. Like, I'm just literally day trading. So my bias can flip from bullish to bearish and back to bullish and back to bearish over and over and over again in a very short period of time. Just trading. We're not talking about, investing long term. I sold all of my crypto several months ago into cash near the highs and did very well. Obviously lost a chunk of that on FTX, but I haven't, been heavily exposed to crypto in a very long time. I'm starting to get to the levels where I want to be again, right? Accumulating things like Ethereum and things like that. But yeah, this is just day trading that I'm talking about. Bybit's USDP chart. Okay, BTC/USD.P. Yeah, like this looks better, but unfortunately, I'm not long this chart. I'm long this one, but we'll see. You need a bag of Gala. Just saying. I think I'm good. I think so. You buy one and you let me know how it goes. Do you trade options? Yes. Not a ton, but yeah, I trade options. I've traded options on equities before. Yeah. Right. Like if I think SPX gonna have a bullish week, I could buy calls on SPX with a Friday expiry, right? If I think this is going to bounce. The nice thing about options is that, let's say I think we're going to go to here over the next 3 days. I could buy Friday expiring options, calls, right? And whatever amount of options I buy, that is my risk, right? So if the options are 90 cents, right? It's 100 shares. So I believe that would be $90 per options contract, right? So if I buy 5 of them, it's $450, and that's your risk, right? Because if the options expire worthless, you lose the entire investment. Can I look at ETH and share my thoughts? I've talked about ETH this entire stream, bro. Just watch the stream. I'm currently long, right? Hoping it trades up to here. I know you're looking for compliments among different time frames, but what's your go-to? Generally, I'm trading the 12-hour and below. What crypto tax software do you use? I use an accountant. And they do it all for me. If you can't trade margin, how do you short? I mean, sitting in cash is effectively being short, right? So if you can buy Bitcoin, to buy Bitcoin, right? To buy this, you need to sell this, right? So if you want to be short Bitcoin, but you don't have the option to trade, well, if you think Bitcoin's going to drop, just hold your dollars, because as this drops, your dollars can buy more and more Bitcoin as price drops. That's all shorting is, effectively, right? I'm selling Bitcoin here because I think I'll be able to rebuy it down here and make the difference. Did I mint any Trump NFTs? No. I'm not really an NFT person. Any idea if we can write off money we had on FTX? I am not an accountant or a lawyer, so I cannot give you that type of advice. I believe that you are eligible for some tax write-offs because of it, but again, talk to a professional. Don't ask random people on the internet and assume that they know what they're talking about, because they probably don't. Get a professional who knows what's going on, explain the situation, and try and use it to the best advantage you can, whether that's writing off against income, who fucking knows. Right now, I am playing High on Life. It's really fun. I'm enjoying it. I was trying to stream it, but I guess my computer, I thought my computer was still a beast, but I got like 2 generations ago graphics cards, like a 2070. And while I can play the game fine, I cannot stream it whatsoever. So I'm going to have to get a new PC. I'm hoping to move into a bigger condo and have a second bedroom that I can make a dedicated office. And I'll get a new PC and whole setup then. Almost the hourly close here. So let's see what happens. What platform do you use for options in Canada? I use Questrade. TD Ameritrade also works, but I think you need to have a minimum of a 10K account or maybe 25K. What exchange do you use to cash out your bank in Canada? I'm not going to answer all of these questions because some of these questions contain information that I don't want to share publicly. Hey, man, why don't you shitpost more at the CT family? I feel like I shitpost all the time. Do I not shitpost enough? Are you saying I should shitpost more? You also into NFTs? Not really. Any crypto-based options exchanges you tried? I know Darebit offers crypto options, but it is not something I have dabbled with. I don't know, man. I went and watched like 10 videos on optimizing my stream settings and tried all of it, and the game was like so fucking choppy. It was horrendous. Hmm. 2 minutes. I have not watched Avatar 2 yet. No spoilers. I absolutely want to you guys all trying to dox me now? Favorite color, name of the school I went to, social number, social security number, name of my first pet. You guys are funny. Nice try. I will not be got that easily. I'm short NZD from 64 cents at the moment. Do you trade FTX? Do you trade FX? I do. I'm assuming NZD USD. Haven't looked at this chart in ages. It's not a pair I trade. Right? Big high time frame SFPs here. Very much like that on the short side. And again, this lines up with what? Look at the euro. Look, all of these. What's this? Based on the dollar. Based on the dollar, based on the dollar, right? So the dollar's the denominator in these pairs. And what has the dollar been doing? This. So all of these pairs are going like this. What do you think these pairs look like where the dollar's the numerator? Right? They also look like this. So this is no different. Right? But major rally into high time frame resistance with the dollar potentially coming into support. This looks like a great short that you're in. Nice job. You like the World Cup results? Yeah, I'm happy for I'm happy for Messi, you know? Happy for Messi. All right, so we got not the sexiest clothes. Like this looks kind of like a, you know, Darth Maul type of situation. So what do I like? I like that we closed above this high. Okay? What I don't like is that we SFP'd every other one here. Now, if I look at this on Binance, I like it more. So the fact that it's just the Bybit exchange, that particular pair that has that really crazy upside wick, which is common on derivatives, right? Because you get people trading with high leverage getting liquidated, right? That can cause those spikes. I still like how this looks because the main swing high that I want to see us close above is this one, right? Ethereum closed above, looks like we're pushing higher. So I like it. Dollar, obviously, I want to see roll over. And ES, I want to see go up, right? So ES is starting to tick again, as you can see here. So good confirmation, right? If this is able to get above here and follow crypto, if we're able to get above here, that's going to look good for all of our longs that we had been just discussing there, right? So want to see ES now get above here. And that should look good for the longs that we're in. This guy says power of 3. Yeah. Right? accumulation, manipulation, distribution. Is there any news for the pump or the short squeeze? I don't know why there would have to be news. We're just looking at the chart. We're not talking news. We just talking charts. When looking to enter trades on the H1, do you prefer to wait for deeper pullbacks for higher RR, or do you enter on shallow pullbacks with lower RR, but make sure you don't miss as many entries? I like the deeper pullbacks with higher risk reward. I have no problem missing trades, and I would rather take trades where I believe I'm getting in at a premium or a discount versus, something where I feel like I'm chasing. Good question. Yeah, so we want to see the dollar dump. Right? So these are all potential good signs, but I need to see ES go up, right? I don't want to see this dump too. This dumps too, we're fucked. So I don't know. ES rejecting is not ideal, especially if the dollar's dumping as well. I don't know. We'll see. Gonna have to watch the next little bit here, but I definitely don't want ES to really go below that low. That's kind of annoying. And it's nuking crypto with it. Yeah, I want ES to get above like 38.60. Want it to get above there. How can ES dump with DXI? Because they both can go down, right? They're not a one-to-one correlation. There's a general inverse correlation at times, but it's not one-to-one. What's closer to a one-to-one inverse correlation is the dollar versus euro, right? Dollar going down, euro going up. See what I mean? GBP going up. Dollar CAD going down. JPY going down because the dollar is actually part of this, right? It's part of this fraction. It's not quite the same for equities here. It's not that exact same, just inverse correlation. But generally, a bearish dollar, good for risk assets. A bullish dollar, generally not. Kind of keyboard do I use? I don't know, just a regular, like the first one that shows up on Razer when you type it in on fucking Amazon. Same with the mouse, but I want new shit. I want all new shit now. I want a crazy PC. I want a crazy, like, battle stations, Reddit battle stations. That's what I want for my PC room, but I don't have the designer's eye to create it myself. I just want someone to come in and build it for me, and I'll just pay them. How do we enter long now? What's the setup? Enter off the breaker? Yeah, bro. Like, watch the fucking video. I explain exactly what to do. Like, come on, dog. I explain the entire setup. That's what the entire purpose of this video is. But yeah, want to see ES fucking trade up here. I don't like that. Don't like that. Don't like that. And the dollar's just continuing to sell off. We're gonna find out soon. But yeah, not the greatest open for. I don't know. Is it? I thought crypto was front running maybe. Like, that is just the worst open we could have hoped for. Literally. Literally the worst thing we could have hoped for. Just a full retrace. Okay. All right, guys. I think that's all for the video. I'm gonna manage these trades, but you guys know what I'm watching for. You know what I'm looking for. You know my reasoning. You know my plan. What to do if I think we're flipping bearish. I've explained everything. So if you have any questions about any of that, what my plan is, watch the stream. I cover it all. As usual, I will have my editor try and get the condensed stream up. It'll probably go up tomorrow because it's already pretty late for him on the East Coast. But yeah, let's wait and see. I will talk to you guys soon. Thank you as always for tuning in. If you want to join the Discord, instructions are on my website. My new Telegram, I've posted the link on Twitter. So if you want to join the Telegram, just click that link. It's completely free, and it's just going to be a feed of my charts. And that's all I got, guys. I appreciate y'all. Love you guys.